Between 2009 and 2021, the share of American high school students who said they feel persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness jumped from 26% to a record 44%. The data from a new CDC study also show that for adolescents ages 10 to 19, emergency room visits for self-harm jumped 88% from 2001 to 2019. Analysis from Leigh Richardson, professional counselor and founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. Leigh, put the problems in perspective.
Well, Gordon, I have to be honest with you. Our teen mental health crisis is getting worse. It wasn't very good before the pandemic. Before the pandemic started, 1 out of 4 Americans over the age of 12 suffered from a mental health problem or a substance use disorder. So this is something that's been going on, and I think that we haven't fully woken up and understood and understand that mental health is just like physical health. Gordon, the brain is an organ just like the heart. And, you know, if you have problems with your heart, I'd bet you get to a doctor within a few days, pretty quick.
So the stat you gave, the 1 in 4 over the age of 12 with some sort of mental health problem, that is both temporary and chronic. Does that group them together?
I believe the statistic did group them together but it's also looking at substance use disorders.
Right.
So I mean, to me, that when you hear that age 12, that's, in my books, that's pretty young age.
Yeah.
And certainly that goes up and includes all adults as well. But, you know, when you look at the increase that we've seen in overall mental health, and this is what's surprising me, the stats that I'm seeing, I saw a 25% increase in overall mental health related emergency department visits for 5 to 11-year-olds. And that's the difference between 2019 and 2020. And there's nothing wrong with going to an emergency room or emergency department when you have the need. But the key to really catching the mental health issue is catching it before it becomes an emergency.
Yeah. So what's going on, Leigh? Why is this happening?
Well, I think that the pandemic certainly added to it. And, you know, I think everybody's been a lot more stressed out. And I always tell my clients, you know, your kids pick up all your energy. If you think that you're hiding that stress from them, you're not. And so kids are really kind of feeling everything. It kind of comes tumbling down, and they don't have the cognitive development to really deal with it as well as adults do. And I'm not sure all the adults are dealing with it so well. There have been times I haven't. And I think that, you know, it all comes tumbling down on them. Their normal way of dealing with it in the pandemic changed. I mean, the way they learn changed. I mean, kids go to school to learn, yes, but they go to school to connect. That's where they get their valuable feedback. And that was taken away from them.
Yeah.
So where did they kind of turn to get that valuable feedback? Social media.
Ouch.
Yes, and I think that social media plays a role because it's made us a comparative society. We're always comparing. Mm-hmm. I see your picture and, wow, Gordon, you got that great vacation. Yeah. I want a vacation like that. So you're right. That's an ouch point.
We're speaking with Leigh Richardson, licensed professional counselor, also clinical director of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas, and we're talking about the teen mental health crisis. So how do we address it, or how do we nurture the brain?
Well, I think that we address it by nurturing the brain, recognizing that the brain is an organ and that the brain's going to have problems just like the heart will or the liver will. And you know what? It's okay to not be okay. And, you know, I always want to speak with clients in the office, say, check in with your kids on a regular basis. You know, just take 10 minutes a day. Say, hey, how you doing today? You know, how's your day going? How did this go? How did that go? But pay attention and look for changes in behavior. If you see, a big change in their sleep cycle, or if you see a big change in their nutrition, what they're eating or not eating, those are danger signs. If they used to love walking the dog every day and now they don't want to have anything to do with the dog, that's a red flag.
Thanks, Leigh. Leigh Richardson, professional counselor and also founder of the Brain Performance Center.